Welcome back to Movies TV Mad, and you can follow me on Twitter, of course, at Movies TV Mad, and welcome to Thursday's edition of the Doctor Who Daily. And today I want to discuss the possibility of Stephen Moffat joining Russell T Davies as joint showrunners, maybe, or of his head of his own spin-off Doctor Who show in 2023. I also want to discuss how River Songs and the Doctor's romance is probably the greatest love story ever told. So let's begin today's Doctor Who Daily. Yes, it's been very interesting. Prior to the announcement that Russell T Davies will return as showrunner of Doctor Who in 2023, Moffat was giving some Doctor Who-y vibes. Now, he's producing and making and writing something, I think, for Netflix, and he was kind of putting Doctor Who-y kind of stuff on his pictures on Instagram, and I'm thinking, this guy is going to showrun Doctor Who. This guy is going to return to Doctor Who. So imagine my surprise, just like your surprise, when last Friday, it was announced that Russell T Davies would return as the showrunner of Doctor Who. Now, when I heard about RTD returning, I thought, well, that's that for Stephen Moffat. Now, last week, I think on Twitter, because I think they both come onto Twitter now and again. They do have their own Twitter accounts, which they only use for special occasions. And he said, what about me, Russell? So this is interesting. So do I think there's a possibility that, you know, they could work together on Doctor Who from 2023? Listen, in terms of the revival, there's been 3 showrunners. All 3 Doctor Who fans, all 3 incredibly talented, even if you don't like some of those eras. But I think the 2 people who could definitely work together would be Stephen Moffat and Russell T Davies, because Stephen Moffat was, let's say, on a tight leash under the RTD era when he was writing episodes. He still did amazing things. I remember one of them, the Mill, commenting on a behind-the-scenes kind of discussion about Stephen Moffat creating all this big stuff that had to be, you needed VFX and CGI technology by the Mill. And they were saying, well, it was all right for Stephen to write this stuff, but now we have to do it. Nothing wrong with Stephen doing that, but he has a great, big, vast imagination. So I believe there is a big opportunity here for Stephen and Russell to work together, and I think it will happen. Not necessarily as joint showrunners, but maybe Stephen having his own offshoot Doctor Who show. Now, the other day we were discussing how I believe Russell T Davies will take Doctor Who into the multiverse. I think this is something that's been hinted towards heavily during the Chibnall era as well. That's something else we discussed the other day. And so I believe that Stephen Moffat could do a Matt Smith Doctor Who show, offshoot show, or another character, or like I discussed yesterday or the day before, I can't remember, something like the River Song Adventures. To have Moffat and RTD working together, it will be great. They do have this great friendship together, but I do believe under the tutelage of RTD, let's just say Stephen can be policed. Let's be honest, Stephen does need policing at times, not necessarily with his creativity, although sometimes he can get carried away, but certain elements of his public speaking, sometimes he's not so bad now. He's he's watered himself down a bit. I think I'm talking about more when he had his own Twitter account, when he was actually running Doctor Who, and some of the barneys he was having with Doctor Who fans on Twitter just weren't very good. He really should have come off of Twitter. You shouldn't have to come off of Twitter, but listen, you're running Doctor Who. It's an iconic, much-loved property. People are passionate. They're probably not really arseholes in real life, but we all become arseholes on the internet. I hope I'm not an arsehole to you people on these videos, but I can be an arsehole on Twitter. I get carried away. Someone posts something, you get triggered. I mean, I'm quite good these days. In the past few days, I've gone to write some really strongly worded quote tweets and then said, Mick, don't do it. And these days, I stop myself quite a lot more than I used to. I still go for it, but at the end of the day, they're reactive platforms. I don't think I'm toxic, but I do try and hold myself back more these days. So anyway, getting back to Stephen Moffat, I don't know what you lot think, and I'd love your views and responses to what I'm saying in the comments down below. Would you like to see Stephen Moffat return working with RTD on his brand new RTD2, his second era of show-running Doctor Who? I would. I think it could really work. As I say, I don't think RTD needs a joint showrunner, but I think RTD is thinking about creating a vast, multiversal, multi-dimensional, multiple spin-off shows Doctor Who. And I personally think this would be the best way to go. So I would absolutely love Stephen Moffat to come back to do something with RTD with this brand new from 2023 era of Doctor Who. And I'd love Stephen to be involved with the 60th anniversary because I think he's great. I love his imagination. He makes me smile. I think he's great. I'm so happy RTD's back. So let me know in the comments down below what you think. Now, I've been thinking about this a great deal for about a year. And I believe, and you people may think I'm going way too far, but the River Song and Doctor love story may be the greatest love story ever told on any size screen, whether that's a movie screen or a TV screen. It's fantastic. I like the way they meet in reverse order. When they first meet from our point of view, they meet in Silence of the Libraries and the Forest of the Dead, right? That's actually just before she dies. I think that's fascinating, I really do. And she knows all this stuff, but going forward, he knows one thing. He knows when she's going to die. Now imagine, loving a woman, loving anyone, and knowing when they're going to die. Human beings don't know these things. The Doctor's not human, of course. He travels in space and time. He finds this stuff out. Now, it's interesting. She's got that TARDIS-shaped, designed diary. She has all this information that the Doctor doesn't know. So she's kind of up on the game from the Doctor, but the Doctor knows the most important event, her death, and she doesn't know that. I love the fact I like it in Silence of the Library when she goes, "You've never looked so young." And what I love about this whole story is that Moffat's got it all in his mind. It's fabulous storytelling. It's great for the Doctor. Like RTD gave the Doctor this great arc of being forged in war, Moffat gave him this huge love story. And I think it's sensational. This spans 3 Doctors. This is amazing. Now, the Rose and the Doctor romance, I didn't really believe it. I kind of saw them as mates more, but I suppose you can take it how you want to. But it wasn't something I believed in personally. When he's reunited with her, in the penultimate episode of the season 4 finale of the season 4, and they're running to each other, and then the Dalek shoots him. I'm obviously emotional about the Doctor being shot by a Dalek. And I love the whole cliffhanger of him regenerating. Personally, I think he should have regenerated into Matt Smith on that very episode. I just think it would have been very interesting to throw a brand new regeneration into another Doctor's story. I just think it would have been awesome. But they didn't do it, but it was one of the best cliffhangers in Doctor Who history, although the introduction of John Hurt's Mystery Doctor was probably the greatest cliffhanger in Doctor Who history. Again, comment down below. Let me know what you think of that. But listen, it's just a great love story. It really works. And although Rose is kind of a teenager or in her 20s or whatever she is, right? Ultimately, River Song, when I say a mature woman, I'm not saying an old woman. I'm not trying to be insulting to the fabulous, beautiful, stunning, talented, ever talented Alex Kingston. I've been watching Alex perform since ER. She's great. I've got lots of time for Alex Kingston, I really have. But yeah, she's mature, although she's I mean, this is what I said on one of my socials today. I said, immaturity and maturity isn't about age, it's about mentality. And River can be very immature. In a lot of ways, she is the Doctor, but as a female, she loves the adventure. And ultimately, we think she's an ordinary human when we first meet her. Professor River Song, archaeologist, right? At first, that's all we think she is. But ultimately, she is got Time Lord DNA inside her. And I love that whole story, I love when we find out who she is. And again, that moment in A Good Man Goes to War, when she goes to the Doctor, did you ever think you've become this. I love that whole lecture to the Doctor. It is beautiful. And Murray's Gold music and the way Alex plays it and the way Stephen's written it, it makes me cry because it's so true. And when Amy says, "Where's my baby?" and she tells her everything. It's an amazing moment. River Song's a great character, but she's the Doctor's equal. I never really saw Rose as the Doctor's equal. Yeah, I liked her. I love Billy. I liked the performance. I love Russell's writing. I prefer the companion in season 1 rather than season 2. I just don't like her in season 2. It's as simple as that. I find she comes off as annoying. The only time she comes off as annoying in season 1, by the way, and these are 2 episodes that actually Stephen Moffat wrote. His first 2 episodes is when she's wearing a Union Jack top, and she really annoys me in that episode. I don't really think Stephen liked Rose that much. Anyway. But yeah, we've got this mature woman, right? She's, what is she? In her late 30s, early 40s. She's been, she's seen so much, and she's the Doctor's equal. But as I say, I like the way they meet each other in reverse order. So it's like they're going backwards. It's amazing. And then to get that from Silence in the Library, oh my God, you look so young. And then for that to be actually shown on the screen when their final moment together is with Peter Capaldi's Doctor, and he takes her to the place that she explains earlier on to David Tennant's Doctor. It's a beautiful arc. You know what I'd love to see? One of you fans, because I'm no good, I wouldn't know where to start, but one of you fans putting together every River Song sequence in order of her appearance, right? So maybe not everything, but everything she's had with the Doctor, and make it a story. I'd love just to see a little trailer of it, a little stock footage of that. I think that would be absolutely amazing. I do think it is the greatest love story ever told, and I think it's beautiful. This has been the Doctor Who Daily. I am Mick, your host with the most. There are daily Doctor Who videos every day from now on. I'm buzzing for season 13. I'm buzzing for the Doctor Who future. It's a brilliant character. It's a brilliant universe. I'm proud to know so many Doctor Who fans, to be able to talk to Doctor Who creatives on social media. I'm so hyped at the moment to be a Doctor Who fan. Comment down below. Like, share and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you never miss this perfection. And I will see you again in tomorrow's Doctor Who Daily. Until then, goodbye.